Here we go.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Your man, always Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we got one more week left of May, and also we're going into Memorial Day weekend. You know, it's the day we celebrate those who had served, defending this country. It's based on the history of back in World War II, where a lot of people sacrificed their lives. And with things going right now, we need to really appreciate our people who have served our country and also celebrate this opportunity. I know some people are getting ready to go out of town, you know. I can't remember last time I went out of town on Memorial Day. It's been like, over 20 years. Me and some friends went out one time, but I'm over here chilling out, enjoying the day. Maybe I might go to a little get together with some family, but I hope y'all too also enjoy it. But as you know, I got a couple more comparison videos left, and these are dedicated to the women in the sport of bodybuilding who are moms. And this one, it's from the files of flex and sex appeal. So we have some muscle mommies, some true muscle mommies. And again, people don't think women who are bodybuilders can have that privilege of having children, but quite a few ladies have. I've known some ladies who had their kids before they got bodybuilders, even some even after, and even some ladies who even had children while they were, getting ready to compete for bodybuilding. So we have here two lovely ladies, amazing ladies from different parts of the world. They also are both Olympians. I would say not top level, like I said, they're top in their divisions. I would say being an Olympian, that is something that is rewarded. So anyway, folks, I've done a couple of videos by this lady before. First off, we have the lovely Miss Nana Silva and the lovely Mrs. Trisha Pollydore. Now, Nana is originally from Brazil, and she's been competing for quite some time. She's not just an Olympia, but also Master Olympia. Last year, she won the Masters O for 2025, which got her qualification, but she was already previously qualification before when she won the show in Brazil, which was last year. She won the show again. And also with Trish, she's also Olympian, and she's also going back to Olympia. She won her first qualification about a couple of years ago at the Ben Weider Classic. And now she's going back after winning at the last year Ben Weider Classic. Amazing lady. She's also a natural bodybuilder, which is, hard to do because you got to think about it. With a lot of the more enhanced competitors, they use, performance enhancers to help them recovery. As a natural competitor, you don't use any kind of drugs. You just build muscle just on training, hard work, food, and discipline. So, and she has a great look to her. And she's from Canada, and I'm a big fan for female bodies from Canada, and not out from Brazil. There's some amazing women coming out of Brazil. Some top competitors. So both these ladies look really good. And I said again, they are both two-time Olympians, and I wish them all the best at upcoming Olympia for this year. Now, like I said, they both last competed. Well, not like did the show in Brazil, and also, as you know, Trish did the Ben Weider again, which got her for a qualification, but they also went to Olympia last year. Both of them looked very impressive. Didn't crack the top 10 of the show, but still, hey, come on, getting to Olympia is tough, and there's some top level competitors in women's physique. Both of them have great look to them, great style, great development, different looks, especially as Trish being natural competitor. It's one thing to, not to have the size compete with some of the more enhanced competitors, but still the condition is really good. And Nana has a great look to her. Winning both the Masters O and also winning her last Olympia qualification in Brazil. Now we have the front double. And like today, it's a slight difference when it comes to size. Conditioning, I would say I would give a slight edge here to Trish. Being a more natural competitor can really bring conditioning. You don't need as much when it comes to muscle cell development. But here from the look overall, fullness, size, or criteria, where I see most definitely Nana cracking the top 10 on the next show, I have to get here to Nana. Here we have the side chest. Both look really good. Good extension in the arms, great development of the shoulder and the traps. Good quad sweep. And this is a slightly close one. I would say the slight edge will be here to Trisha. Yeah, I give it to Trish. Here we have the shot from the back. Nice rear double. And that's where the difference between a natural competitor compared to an enhanced competitor is the size. The size is always the thing that's going to be dominant. And I think that's where Nana has it. Plus also a great connection between her hamstring and her glutes. Good depth in the muscle. Overall, you have to get this to Nana. Here we have the tricep. Slightly close. Nice development. Nice, roundness and peak. I feel like this is going to be a pull away from it. But again, I think where the size does kind of matter, especially a bit more in women's physique, where condition is a little bit also important. So I have to give this here to Nana. Here we have nice abdominal thigh. Both ladies have children, and that, how sometimes childbirth can affect your abdominals, but, both have good conditioning. And I like the fact they do a traditional ab and thigh pose. To me, physique competitors like to do that one hand. I feel like it's lazy. You don't really get a good look from the lat development to the waistline. Good conditioning. It's slightly close here. If I really say who has a better look, not is more, I think, better streamlined, I have to give one here to Trisha. Here we have a nice bicep pose. Both ladies have good size, projection, fullness, roundness, a good peak. I have to give this out the gate to Nana. We have a nice shot from the back, good conditioning. You can see the connection from the hamstrings into the adductors, good width. Even though the last competition, the pictures is a little different compared to, post show or also after show look. I would say the slight edge here would be, I would say Trisha. I give it to Trisha. Like I said, these are both amazing ladies, being mothers, being competitors. They're really dedicated to their work and really are just amazing women. Plus, also they have a very, very feminine, attractive look to them. And again, people don't think women with muscle can be feminine and attractive, but both Trish and Nana has that. I've been in contact with both in the past. With Nana, she's Brazilian, so not a lot of conversation unless you use Google Translation. With Trish, I've been in contact before with her, and hope maybe in the future I get her on. I know my man Dave did an interview with her a while back. But both of these are amazing women. I got to give them a lot. They are dedicated. It takes a lot of hard work, especially when I say about Trish being a national competitor. And it's tough. As you're up against some women who have been competing quite for some time, some women who have used performance enhancers and still come in good shape and good condition. The thing is, the size thing is going to be the big factor of it because, we're looking at how physique is going now. The women are getting bigger and larger. But again, they are both loving mothers. They care for their children. The children really respect what they do. I know Trish, she has 2 kids, a son and a daughter. She was previously married, but I heard that she's right now separated from her husband. So, maybe things get better, maybe not. Nana, I think she may not be married, or maybe was married. I don't know. Again, it's hard to find much information, especially if you don't speak Brazilian. But, she is a loving mother. Her daughter sometimes comes to the show. I think she was at her last show in Brazil. I saw some pictures, and she's a young girl, really growing. I think she may even have a future as a bodybuilder herself. Maybe something like bikini, maybe even wellness. You never know. Some children really love what their mothers do. Some even follow the footsteps a bit. I saw a video one lady, her daughter did a competition together, his mother and daughter, and turned pro. But both of these amazing ladies, great looks to them, great passion for the sport of bodybuilding. Potentially, we'll see them coming up this year at the Olympia. Let's see how they place. I think Nana can, do pretty good, with the landscape where physique is going. They really want to pull back a little bit away from the more bigger conditioned women that are coming into women's physique and really bring in the more leaner, great conditioning shape that was the standard of the division. That's why Natak Wales is at the top of the game right now. And I think they both have that in different ways and looks, especially if you're a national competitor competing with enhanced competitors like Trish. So we hope to see them sometimes. I say happy belated Mother's Day to both of them. And this is the reason why I chose them, because these ladies have truly what I call flex and sex appeal. Anyways, man, I always enjoy the page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, subscribe. I'm out. And also, happy Memorial Day.